Hello and welcome to POLI201. My name is Dr. Anna Lyritz and I'm your professor this semester. Sorry about this, I had a little spot removed on my nose. Hopefully I won't be super distracting with that. Maybe if I turn this way a little more. It's distracting me. I will be your POLI201 professor. I have taught this class a few times now. But I have another full-time job. I am a lobbyist for a DC law firm or lobbying firm, and I lived in DC for about the past a little over a decade, 10 years or so. Spent a lot of time working in the world of what we're actually going to be talking about this semester. So I hope I can provide some insight to how things are going on, how things are playing out in real life. But I also want to be able to present the information in the textbook to you without the bias of what's actually happening in the real world. So hopefully I can provide some sort of balance for you guys between current events and what's going on in the textbook. But yeah, a little about me. I spent over a decade working in DC. I went to South Carolina for undergrad, and then I went to law school, and then went and got a legal master's and a master's in public policy. So I have way too much education. Clerked for a judge after law school, moved to DC and worked for a few different members of Congress, a senator, two different committees, the Department of Interior, and a couple of different lobbying firms. So I've kind of been seeing the gamut of what we're going to be talking about this semester. And so hopefully my experience is going to be helpful to you guys. But yes, my husband and I moved back to the Columbia area about a year ago. We have three little kids. I have a 4-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a 11-month-old. So they may sometimes make an appearance because we are doing this virtually. My 11-month-old probably will make an appearance every once in a while because I will tend to record these lectures while my kids are at school, but she is home with me all the time. So I work full-time from home in my lobbying job, and then send you guys these messages as I can. So the way I've done this, so last semester we did this virtually as well, and I'm gonna do it sort of similarly because I kind of felt like I figured out a little groove. I'm gonna record messages and post them on Blackboard, but they will be hosted by YouTube. So if you have issues accessing YouTube, let me know, let Miss Black know, or whoever handles all of that for you guys. We have been able to resolve this in the past, so I know sometimes YouTube gets like randomly blocked, but let me know if you're having a problem and we'll see if we can address it. But if it means you need to maybe watch this somewhere else, I don't know. But my students in the past have been able to figure it out, and so I have no doubt that you guys will be able to figure it out also. So yes, all of my videos will be hosted through YouTube, but I'll post them on Blackboard. I will probably post them on Mondays and Tuesday mornings. You can watch them whenever you'd like. This is a college class. I'm not here to babysit you and hold your hand. You can watch them whenever you want to, but you will have some assignments and certain due dates for things. You've seen your syllabus. It's posted on Blackboard. We have 4 quizzes, 3 exams, and a final essay. The 4 quizzes together will be 20% of your grade. The exams will be 20% of your grade each, and then your essay will be 20% of your grade also. I'm not doing any sort of extra credit this semester because we are all virtual, but I will be, doing my best to make sure you're learning everything you possibly can, giving you the benefit of doubt as much as possible because I know it is weird doing this all online. But extra credit's not really something that I can figure out in this virtual world. But if you ever have questions or anything, please email me my Gmail address. I've posted that. It's annalyritz@gmail.com. I'm much more able to respond through that. I'm actually not really sure how to check the other email. I think maybe folks have emailed me there in the past and I don't know where it goes. So sorry about that. But please, I've posted it on Blackboard, and then, always feel free to reach out if you have any questions. Like I said, I'm going to be posting these videos. Sometimes you'll only get 1 a week. Usually you'll get 2 a week. So you can watch those when your class meets, or, both in one day or whatever you want to do. But what I'm going to do is give you an assignment at the end of each video, something to report back to me on, basically, like to know that you've watched your lecture. It'll just be maybe like a quick little assignment. What I think I'm going to do is I have done this differently in the past, but I think there is a way on Blackboard where I can post an assignment and you can respond to me. that way. So I'm going to try that after this video. I'm going to post the question that I'm posing to you at the end of this video, and then you will have a spot where you can respond to me. And these are not like going to be right or wrong answers that I'm posing to you, but more of just seeing if you've watched and kind of getting an idea about who you are and what some of your ideas and opinions are. So it's just a kind of a participation part of this class, the best I can figure out how to participate in the virtual world. So I think that is it about your syllabus. If you have any questions about it, let me know. I assume you guys all have your textbooks. If you don't, let me know. The textbook is a little out of date, but I'm going to do my best to keep you guys informed about what things have changed since the textbook was published. Obviously, politics is constantly evolving, and so there's just probably no way to have a book that is actually up to date. I mean, my goodness, think about what happened last week. And so I'm going to be trying my best to keep you as up to date on current events as well as what kind of is happening in your textbook. All right, let's dive in a little bit to your first chapter. If you don't have your textbooks yet, that's fine. This is not, I'm just kind of giving you a little introduction. I will come back, I'll record another lecture and post it with, am I posting that tomorrow? Hold on, let me look. No, so this would be my only one this week, actually. I'm only going to post one this week because you guys are still getting into the system and figuring out Blackboard, maybe you've done this before, getting your textbooks and getting back to school and everything. So this will be the only video that I'll post this week. All right, let me dive into a little bit about politics. It's fun. It's so much fun. I'm glad that I can teach this to you guys because it's been a thrill to spend my career in politics. And I hope that I can get some of you excited about politics also, because I got excited about it in high school and it shaped the course of my life. Okay, so the book starts out talking about politics. It's about who gets what and how they get it. Politics. Who gets what and how. That's important to remember. We're going to talk about that a lot this semester. So we'll be doing things in this class like, thinking about how the role that politics plays in determining how power and resources are distributed in a society. We'll look at comparing different economic and political systems in terms of how power is distributed between citizens and their government. We'll kind of talk about the tensions in the United States, my goodness, if I can even get through that, between self-interested human nature and public-spirited government. We'll analyze the role of immigration in American politics and what it takes to become a U.S. citizen. We'll describe values that most Americans share and the political debates that drive partisan divisions in American politics. We're at a very hyper-partisan time in our country right now, and we'll get into that later this semester. So kind of how are we going to dig in? So we think about something called hashtag activism. That's something you guys probably know a little bit about, right? Earlier this year, we heard a lot about the Black Lives Matter movement. The hashtag Black Lives Matter hashtag. The book actually talks about the Occupy movement, which is from a while back. That was the we are the 99%, kind of the 1% rises to the top. This we are the 99% really attracted young Americans, and hashtag activism tends to be what attracts young Americans. Young people, like you guys, are notoriously uninvolved with politics, and that's something that I hope to change in this class. Maybe you tend to think that it's not relevant to your lives, but when Obama ran for president, young people turned out in record numbers to elect Obama. The internet has opened up a whole new realm of political action. Our founders, our forefathers, were not fans of mass movements or not even political parties, but they knew engagement was necessary for a democracy to survive. They were so not in favor of political parties or mass movements that when George Washington left office, he warned against political parties in his farewell address. But we need politics, right? What do you want to be when you grow up? There are probably a lot of answers to that question, probably a varied answers to that question. But you probably want to own a home, have a family, make a difference, live a safe and contented life. Maybe not all of those things, maybe some of those things, probably some of those things, right? But that can't happen without things like the military, without student loans and favorable mortgage rates and safe streets and affordable and reliable public transportation, family leave. All of those things are products of politics. But who gets what and how? Politics, it's who gets what and how. The beauty of a democracy is that we all get to fight for what we want. We can't all always win though, and some folks have more resources than others, and that maybe gives them a leg up. But if we're paying attention and we learn the rules of how things work, we can use those rules to really increase the chances of getting what we want. Whether that's lower taxes or more pollution control, more aggressive foreign policy. Our founders created this amazing playing field that lets us all engage in this game. They crafted a system that lets us generate compromise and stability and realizes freedom and prosperity for all citizens, and that's so smart. It's because we can't always get our own way that politics exists. There are a lot of theories about how to manage power, who should have it, how it should be used, how it should be transferred. Violence, not a political tool. I know we saw that this week, and really is upsetting to me what we saw in Washington, D.C. earlier this week. As somebody who lived on Capitol Hill and spent the majority of my career working on Capitol Hill, it was very upsetting to me to see the disrespect for our Capitol building, for the institution of politics. It was very upsetting to me. I've had a really hard time wrapping my head around it. I do not believe that violence is a political tool, but we have politics. We have politics that makes us, it's essential to having us live this organized life. We can't have chaos and instability. I don't want to get political with you guys. I don't want to really address the chaos and instability outside of what I just said, because there is a lot going on right now. It's a lot to digest. It's a lot for you guys to digest. It's a lot for me to digest. It's a lot for my 4-year-old who happened to catch me watching the news last week to digest. But we cannot always get our own way, and that's why politics exists. We're going to get into that a lot more this semester about kind of different ways to organize things. Rules can be thought of as kind of the how and who gets what and how. And if politics were defined as who gets what and where, the where would be institutions. What is an institution? That's kind of where government comes from. We have a democracy here. We could have an all-powerful parliament or a monarch or a committee of rulers. So what I'm going to kind of wrap up my blabbering on for today, and I want you guys to, I'm going to post this in the assignment category on Blackboard, I think. Don't hold me to that. You'll see where it is. You'll be able to see where it is. But I will post a question. I'm pretty sure it's assignments. I'll post this question and then you respond to me. So the question that I'm going to say, I want you to come up with a campaign slogan. I want you to pretend you're running for office, and I want your campaign slogan. It can be something silly and catchy and fun or serious. And then I want you to list 3 or 4 priorities for what you would do if you were elected the president of this United States. What are things that are important to you? How would you accomplish this? So that's the question I'm going to post. And I want each of you to respond. So your campaign slogan and 3 or 4 priorities for what you would do if you were elected president. All right, that's just kind of a little taste of what we're going to talk about this semester. I'll come back next week. I believe we have 2 lectures next week. Where is... Sorry, I'm playing around looking for your syllabus. Yeah, so next week, today we're just talking about politics of who gets what and how. Next week we'll talk about power and citizenship in American politics, and then the politics of the American founding. So we'll have 2 lectures the next week. In the meantime, please email me if you have any questions. I look forward to reading all of your answers about your campaign slogan and 3 or 4 of your priorities, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.